Live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. You just need some trusted guidance. Please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Agent B is in the house. Brian Bartholomew, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here or there or here and there at the same time.
Be somewhere, right? It's good to be somewhere, wherever we're at. Our conversation today, Brian, let's talk a little bit about real estate. And, we're 2 weeks away from probably the most unique Christmas that you or I are ever going to see. A lot of people go out for
Sure.
the holidays. They go out for dinner. They go out and celebrate. They have a big party. Not happening this year, but people are going to see houses in the real estate market, aren't they?
Yeah, no, there's people, I'm still getting calls, every week or every couple of days for sure, and doing showings. It's we've talked about this before. It's just gotten different. And every realtor has a different way of showing houses, or the listing agents have a different way of doing. Some are on site, some aren't on site. Different PPE you're required to wear, but people are still going. I mean, there's just, the rates. It's just
yeah, and I didn't even mention that in the Mortgage Minute. We're still at the all-time low on interest rates. 2.71% was the number that came out this morning on the Freddie Mac survey. 2.71%. You have to pay 7/10 to get it, but it's baffling. I spoke with, I don't know, earlier this week or last week, I was chatting, and I know that you're seasoned in this world as well, Brian. So you probably remember the 80s when you had to put a digit in front of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people keep asking me, and people, maybe we'll wait a little bit to buy. And I'm like, what are you waiting for? So it's just, with the rate where it's at right now, they can afford so much more house. And even if inventory is low, it's still worth it going out there and putting offers on homes that you're really interested in for sure. Can't go wrong right now.
It seems to me that from what I'm watching, what's going on in the marketplace, you have to really be aggressive on your offers. It used to be that I'd tell people, be aggressive on your listing prices. That way you get more people to visit. But it seems right now the aggression has to really be on offers. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, and even when people are aggressive on their listing prices, I've been telling every one of my clients a couple things. Number one is, you have to realize that the listing price is probably not where your price is going to land when this thing closes. 75-80% of the time, it's going to go up from there for sure. The second thing is, if we don't get our offer accepted, or, we're not the one that's chosen, I tell them it's not that we lost. If we don't win it, we end up learning, for the next one. And maybe we're removing home warranty requests. Maybe we're removing termite requests. Maybe we're removing appraisal requests, different things. It's just, you've got to get really competitive right now to get these homes.
That's an interesting concept that you're talking about there, Brian, because a lot of people just think, it's just a matter of write the offer and there you go. And you're talking about things that are going to make your offer stand out a little bit more. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits. And I know some people think that I'm just a realtor honk or promoter. I am not. The experience that comes in there of making yourself stand out. And it's not always just the price when everybody has dollars. Yeah,
and especially now, so many more people have so much more they can put down on homes, it seems, but the offer has to be as clean as possible. And we're losing and we're winning, but one of these last offers I just lost on, it was 50 or 60 grand above the list price. The person removed their appraisal contingency, removed the termite request, removed their home warranty request, basically removed everything except they wanted 5 days to inspect. And so, as a lender, you can go in and pre-approve somebody with a full DU and the whole thing, so they're as good as cash. So people are now coming in and removing their loan contingency right off the bat, knowing that they can get the loan on that house. Even a year ago, you didn't see that happening. Now it's with.
And you actually hit one of my hot buttons on there, Brian, because so many people have the misconception that DU actually has any value at all.
Yeah.
And I share this all the time because most people say, well, I've got a DU approval, so I'm good to go.
Sure.
And I can tell you right here, right now, that I could get my dog a DU approval.
Yeah, correct.
Because I know what the DU is looking for. That's the desktop underwriter, automated underwriting system from Fannie Mae. Anybody that knows what it's looking for, right? You go in there and you just set it up and you put in there that I'm gonna put in a low debt to income ratio. I'm gonna put in a lot of cash in the bank. I'm gonna put in a great, the credit score is already gonna flow over. Don't let people fool you by that DU approval if you're a seller. Because I have some agents, Brian, that I've seen recently, and I don't know if you've come across this, that they want a DU approval with the offer as if it's going to mean something different.
Yeah, no, that happens all the time, and not just that, but when I see that, or when someone comes in, like we were talking off air about how people are overbidding homes, thinking they're going to be able to negotiate back down when it doesn't appraise. When people come in with that level, we ask them to remove that contingency, or even remove the loan contingency. If they're so confident about their DU, then remove the loan contingency and see where we go.
That's a great idea. I mean, if you think DU is the greatest thing in the world, I guess you don't need a loan contingency, right? That's a good point. Today, there are many buyers who are ready, willing, and able to purchase. Record low mortgage rates in a year filled with unique challenges have prompted buyers to think differently about where they live and to take action. Supply of homes for sale is not keeping up with the high demand, making now the optimal time to sell your house. Home prices appreciating in today's market, making your home available over the next few weeks, and see if we can help get you into that home or sell your house, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that just want to get out and they don't understand. It's basic supply and demand. Brian, it seems like a lot of people they think that, well, who's going to buy a house at the holidays?
Well, I mean, this year we know it's unique. And really what's happened is our entire year has been backed up by about 2 or 3 months. So really right now, we're in almost like the end of summer market where everyone's trying to get that house before their kids go to school. And so everything got backed up, and I do like a weekly email. I just sent one out yesterday. In Fullerton, there's literally 46 properties available right now that are active. Single family homes. That's it.
46, that's all.
46. I mean, it's just you want to talk about all-time low. It's crazy right now. And so, and I was telling you this earlier offline as well, but I have people saying, is this a good time to sell? And when I send them that CMA, that market analysis, and show them the map, and there's not one house available within a mile and a half of them in their comp or in their price range, I'm like, sell it and sell now. What are you waiting for? Because when they wait till February or March, and when the weather's great, they've taken all their Christmas decorations down and everything else, there's going to be a bunch of houses for sale at that time, and now they've got competition. They can't just grab every buyer, like you were saying, to their house, instead of going to their neighbor's house.
A lot of people don't think about the concept of competition when it comes to real estate, right? Because every house is unique. My house is always going to be the best, right? Because it's mine. And they don't think about that concept of competition. And I wonder sometimes if they actually do make that drive around the neighborhoods to see what's out there, just for the understanding that, hey, something, if you're right, your house is the best and no one else, there's nothing even on the market for someone else to look at. Why not take advantage of that right now?
And even if your house isn't the best, take advantage of it right now, because there's nothing else out there. Now buyers are now starting to look past the idea of, I want turnkey. They're willing to take the house that still has some 1950s flair to it, or some 70s flair to it, or maybe the carpet is all crapped down, they need new carpet. They're looking past that now because they want to get the house that they're going to be in for the next possibly 15, 20 years, and they have the interest rate to do it. So the waiting game right now during the holidays is just making no sense, and I keep telling people, you're not going to close on Christmas Day. You're not going to close on New Year's. It's December 10th. You're not going to close till the first part of January anyways, so you'll be fine,
That's a good point right there, because people don't think about that part either. Is real estate is not like going to your local Nordstrom and saying, I'm going to buy this and I'm taking it home with me today. I own it.
Yeah.
Right. You've got a whole time period, a process that has to happen. So if you're out there, if you put your house on the market now, let me throw this question at you, Brian, is if I were to put my house on the market now with a fair price, with a agent that knows what they're doing from a marketing standpoint, how many days do I have to really have it set up as a museum for people to be coming through? 2 days.
You're basically, the way we do it is honestly, and that's what people don't understand too. They're like, I don't want people in and out of my house. You need to give me a Saturday and Sunday from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock where you're out of the house, and just let me have it for 2 days. And you're going to have probably 40 to 50 showings over those 2 days. Everyone's out. You can take it off, put it on hold, and then just start looking at your offers coming through. And this has been happening on almost every single one of my listings for the last 6 months. And then after that, all you have to do is have a day of inspection, 15 minutes on an appraisal, a 10-minute final walkthrough, and that's it. I mean, you don't have to have people in your house.
Yeah, what I'm getting here on with this concept, Brian, is that really, when you think about it, with what you are saying, I'm not really dealing with too much of having to disrupt my holiday plans.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, Saturday to Sunday. I mean, I can go out shopping that much.
Absolutely. And that's what people are afraid of, is the disruption. Or even now, Southern California, lockdown orders, everyone's COVID, we're all, taking precautions, but you're basically, people are in and out. We can even have a cleaning crew come in afterwards if you want, deep clean the house for you before you come back in on those 2 days. But it's, it's really, that's how the market, especially if you're the only one in the area on the market, where else are people going to look? So it's going that quick. And then we're getting, people are getting 15 to 20 offers on a house right now as well. So tons of opportunity for sure.
I mean, think about that. Put your house up for sale, and I'm gonna share my personal opinion. And again, I am not a real estate agent. I have a license. I'm not qualified to sell. But if Agent B gives you a market analysis, and I'm just gonna use easy numbers because I'm a simple guy, and it says that the value of your home is $500,000. I'm gonna say, and he may or may not agree with me. We'll hear what his opinion is. I'm going to say put that house up for $475,000, right? 5% below the market value, and go out of the house for just Saturday. Let him put that up on the market till no showings until Saturday. And he's going to come in there with what 25, 30, 40 offers. They're going to all be battling. He's going to have to work extra hard, which is good for him, right? Because he's going to go through all of these offers and go back and forth with people, and they're going to come to you with maybe 3 or 4 at the end. And I'm going to submit to you, they're going to all be way over that asking price. What do you think, Brian?
Well, not just over the asking price, but they're going to be well above the market price.
Right.
As well. I mean, that's the thing. Perfect example. We just sold a house out in Eastvale just a few weeks ago. My clients moved to Florida. But the market value on the house was probably right around 620, maybe 615. We listed at 605. We ended up closing at 645. 19 offers on that thing, and we went to 645. We actually had offers higher than that with escalator clauses and everything else, but they felt like this was the most solid offer. Closed it in 30 days or less, no issues. We're ready to go. I said we're talking about $40,000 over the list price with 19 offers on it. I mean, it's nuts.
So let me ask this simple question. How many people are willing to leave their house for 2 days for $40,000 above list price?
Yeah.
Think about just that part of it. $40,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, I don't care who you are, how much you earn, unless you're Elon Musk, right? It doesn't matter. $40,000 is a lot of money. And to do this strategically, to do it the right way. I'm just throwing that out. So, Brian, do you see that benefit to anybody going with some of these online services, or do you subscribe to the same thing, that it's all about the relationship you have with the professional?
Well, it's like I say, people are afraid that Zillow or Redfin or these guys are going to take over the market, or Amazon, but they can't do what we do. And like you said, you go with just like going with an online realtor that you never see, or they send out different people every single time. It's the same thing with the online lenders. Yeah, some of them are good, but when you're having an issue in the middle of escrow or anything else, where are they going to be? You're supposed to go into their chat box and chat them up, or are you going to get someone on the phone or have someone actually there with you to do something, So, if they're going to use an online lender, I have lenders that I refer to people, and they come in with their own lender, and I always tell them, hey, look, I've got someone who's great. And even when I'm selling a house and people come in with one of these guys, I'm like, I'd rather switch lenders. I want to get you cross-qualified with somebody, because I don't know these people, and I don't know, Jake from State Farm or whoever it is.
Exactly.
in the khakis in a cubicle somewhere that's selling you your loan. I mean, I don't know how dependable they're going to be. So
that's a great point, because we're dealing with something that's so large, right? I mean, when you really think about it, and I tell people all the time, the difference between, unless somebody's really just stiffing someone, the difference between the highest price lender on the street and the lowest price lender on the street probably is not going to be more than 0.25%. Probably in most instances, you're not talking more than $40 when you're talking about hundreds of thousands in real estate, right? But if you get the wrong guidance,
well,
right,
it's just like grabbing a discount realtor. The guy that comes in and says, I can sell your house for 1%. Well, let me know how that goes. You know, it's the whole thing of, well, would you rather pay 1 or 2% more to get $30,000 or $40,000 more, or would you rather pay less and just throw it out there? You know, so it's the same sort of thing.
I'm going to give you a quick story time with Ron. So this is a real scenario. It's not something that we made up. It's not something that we read about. Agent that I know personally out in Norco, right? She has a property that she goes and shows the property, ends up selling the property to her client. And it was the company that's now the brick company that's out of business now. And I wonder why they're out of business, right?
Yeah.
So they go through the entire process. They go into contract. They get the loan. It's all approved. They go through escrow. They get the title report. They've got the final inspection. And they close escrow. And the agent goes to give her client the keys to their new home. And the sellers never knew that escrow closed. So they never started moving out. So you've got to this whole program you've gone through, and you're dealing with, I think it was a $470,000 house. And the sellers had no idea that they just closed escrow.
There's no personal service at all. I mean, I've had it happen too, where we close an escrow or something like that, and I'm waiting to hear from the escrow company. Hey, did we close yet? Or I'm waiting to hear from the lender to tell us we're all set or whatever it is. It's like, how is that possible? How is it not, congratulations, get excited, you own the house, whatever it is, or hey, you just sold your house, this is great. Yeah, I mean, the bricks, I don't know what to tell you, that's why they're gone. They have one agent working all of Southern California. There's no way they can keep up.
Yeah, and there's some others out there that are still around, and they're doing just as bad a job, in my opinion. You know, and I know that you share this, Brian. I want you to give a quick plug. I want you to talk about the idea of relationships and you being the quarterback for all of your clients for life.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's about from the first time I meet them to whenever. I mean, even I tell people when escrow closes, that's when I really start working for them, because they can reach out to me for anything at all. And before that happens, during the escrow process, trying to make it as smooth and basically stress-free as possible, I take on everything. So it's really getting their houses ready or getting their contracts ready, whatever it is, right through sold. And then after that, whatever they need. I get dozens of calls a week for, it doesn't matter. You name it. It could be from a lawyer to an electrician to a plumber to whatever. I'm the go-to for it every single time, it seems. So.
That's what real estate. That's what real estate and relationships are about. That's what you're paying for, is that person that's going to hold your hand through the transaction and after the transaction.
Why are you still here? I mean, I guess you must have loved that video. So if you did, look over there, click right over there, and check the next one out. Maybe it's just as good. You never know. All right, that's it. Gotta go. See ya.